Hi, Mark. Thanks so much for joining me today and sharing your experience with me.
That's an absolute pleasure, Michelle. Good to be here again.
Cool. So we first connected I think it was around last summer, and you shared some personal experiences with me at the time about
Yes,
some things in your past and on having left behind certain unhealthy environments in your life. So you were
yeah,
beginning this new chapter in your life. But you also felt like you were struggling to feel a sense of motivation in order to move forward, and you expressed this strong desire to want to find your purpose and your
that's
independence.
right.
So
That's right.
can,
Yeah.
so can you tell me about what it was that you were experiencing at that time which led you to commit to this coaching experience together?
Yeah, sure. I think I got to a point in my life where I realized that certain situations weren't working for me. I was needing to grow into something different, do something different based on what I'd done previously, psychology, trauma, counseling, etc. But I didn't know how to, and I explored all sorts of avenues from career counseling to a psychologist, but I felt as if I was floundering, going nowhere. I had no sail, had no direction. Yeah, and I never tried a mental coaching or any coaching at all before.
Mm,
And I think it just fitted part and parcel into exploring avenues where I could grow and move on, really.
yeah. Cool. Yeah, because it was clear to me you had shared with me at the time that you were a trauma counselor previously, and you
Yeah,
clearly had a very good understanding of the human mind. So
maybe too
what?
much sometimes.
Well, yeah. So what is it that drew you towards coaching at that point, and also specifically drew you towards me?
Sure, I'm going to just cast my mind back. Coaching, it wasn't therapy, it wasn't psychology per se. It was somebody who could make me, I suppose, ask questions that I had to answer. So you would probe me into asking hard questions, making hard realizations, and also coming to my own conclusions. Whereas a career counselor, as you know, is career counseling, and a psychologist is more asking you questions based on their, I suppose, their background. Whereas all you were different. You made me think. You made me answer my questions. I, through you, went in the direction that I wanted to go in. You never forced me. You never prompted me. You just made me look within. I
Mm,
think yeah. And I think we stumbled upon each other on Instagram while
yeah,
I was doing all my research into narcissism and abusive relationships.
yeah,
I might have liked one of your comments or one of your threads. I'm not too sure.
yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
thanks for sharing that. And it's really interesting to hear about, because obviously you've tried many different, as well as working in the field, but you've tried different
yeah,
directions. So
yeah,
it's interesting to hear how coaching felt different for you. Um, you came into the process with the coaching process with this desire to, like I said earlier, overcome procrastination and find your purpose. But then
yeah,
we began to uncover quite a few layers behind it all, right, underneath it
yeah. Oh,
all.
yeah.
So what is it about what did the coaching process allow you to discover about yourself, and what was holding you back?
I think it was coaching and also partly how you did it, Michelle. I think your nature is you create a very safe space for someone to not feel shame or feel judged at all in almost talking to oneself loudly to you, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Your internal voice, you speak out loud and you are accepting, and the coaching was, that's great, carry on, that's it, let's go. It's almost like coach, really, yeah. Your PE coach or your PT coach, keep going, get up, you're
Yeah.
almost there. And every time I stumbled or had to think back or just stop, then it was all right. It felt human, Michelle. It felt human. It felt good. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, thanks for sharing that. That's beautiful to hear. It's true. I mean, I guess
Yeah,
it helps to have someone believe in you, right?
100%.
Feel
You're
like,
right. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And I think what helps is not just our family, because family, I suppose, sometimes are obligated to believe in you, but someone who doesn't know you well believes in you and believes in what you're saying. So there's that external validation of your experience, of your growth, which I think goes a long way, a hell of a long way.
Oh, beautiful. Thanks for sharing that, Mark. I appreciate that.
Cool. Sure.
Um, how would you describe the realizations that you came to?
Sure. They were kind of mind blown. It was a case of, oh my God. And then after our sessions, I'll be driving up to pick my kids up from school. And yeah, no, these realizations hit me, and I felt overjoyed. I felt overjoyed. I felt like, wow, I'm finding the answers now. I'm not even the answers. I'm at peace, and the inner child is fine. Let me take over. And I tell you, since then, I have ruffled many feathers within my circles and family, and that's just the adult in me. And it's wonderful to be the adult again, to be in control. And it's okay to do what the hell I want to do. I want to learn German because I've always had an affinity towards it. Being South African, I speak Afrikaans. German is just and I want to learn another language, and there I am learning it because I want to, and I don't have to justify a thing to anyone, and that's the beauty of it.
Absolutely.
I think that's what you helped me learn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what you said about being in control, it's about feeling in control, but at the same time, it's a sense of freedom and liberation, right?
No,
It's
it
like
really
balance,
is. It really is.
especially if you're someone as you have, who has been entrapped in quite a few toxic environments in the past, where you always you feel like the world is kind of closing in on you too much, and suddenly you feel with this sense of control, this sense of freedom around you, and space that you're allowed to think for yourself.
Totally controlling all my reactions, not needing to react, controlling my I suppose my perceptions of every external source of conflict, and not reacting to it at all, and just be, like I said, in control. And it's the most amazing thing. Just some things I don't even bother with anymore. I really cannot be bothered, and that's amazing.
Love it.
Yeah, I feel no more of those toxic obligations.
So what would you say that these realizations opened up for you in your mind and in your life?
I'll tell you exactly what I did, Michelle, and because I've been thinking about it. Acceptance of me. I accept me. I accept me for who I am, and I know that I am all that I can be right now, and I'm a good person, and that is good on me. That's it. That's, I think, accepting me. It's been phenomenal, and not comparing myself to anyone anymore. I just don't. It doesn't even come. I don't even think about it. I just do what I want to do for the good of myself, and to give back a bit where I can. Wow. I don't feel this need to pursue a career, get a job in the outside world besides what I do with the shares and whatnot. But I don't have that pressure anymore. It's amazing.
You're kinder to yourself.
Yes. The voices, wow, if I think back now, the voices in my head have definitely changed. That the judgmental, criticizing voice is infrequent now.
Beautiful.
It's lovely, and when it does pop up, I'm very quick to say, no, absolutely not. You don't judge yourself. Reparent yourself. Reparent, and that's something I learned, is to be sometimes the father that I never had, emotionally.
Yeah, it's what it's all about. It's reparenting ourselves. And like you said, it's because it's not about blocking out all of those thoughts. It's about learning to manage them and learning to have those conversations with them.
Yes, right? We're human. Human. We have emotions. Emotions are what we are.
Absolutely.
Without that, we're robots, and I'm going to express myself completely when I want, how I want, and stand by my beliefs or whatever. And I don't care who you are. I did it to my father the other day, and he was stunned because he tends to speak for the room, who's in the room, and I stood there not to argue with him, because that's pointless, but to stand there and differentiate myself from him. Like, no, That's not what I follow. And this is what I am. Not to argue, just I'm not you. And that's another big step I've taken. Just not to argue, but to say, no, you can have that. But I'm not, that's not me. And you can believe what you want.
That is truly being in control right there.
Yeah. And it's incredible because you start off getting all rage and the inner child starts to get emotional and you're just like, no, actually, I've got this. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. So you mentioned earlier about how at that point in time you felt that coaching would be more appropriate for you in comparison to other things. So what is it, because I'm sure that a lot of people have questioned this in relation to what is it that coaching enabled for you at that point in time that psychology probably wouldn't have, for example?
Sure, yeah. So coaching, it was a chance for me to follow me from my perspective. As coaching allowed that, covering your strengths, supporting your strengths, accepting your weaknesses, showing that maybe they're not weaknesses, but that's just who you are. Whereas psychology, you definitely feel sometimes with a therapist, I'm not talking about all of them, but what I've gone through and with my background is I'm here to almost judge you. According to this theory, you're not quite A game. With coaching, there was none of that. It was just like, bring whatever you are to the table and let's go with that. And the difference was you were not there to offer me solutions. You were there to offer me the space to find my own solutions.
Right, exactly, yes.
That's the difference.
Yes. And that is the key difference. Therapy is about finding a solution to a problem. It's about solutionizing.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, yeah.
And coaching is about guiding you towards a self-discovery. The method is different. Yeah, cool. Okay, so we had a total of about 7 sessions together, I think. So, and in the last couple of sessions, I noticed that your newfound awareness or the shifts that had occurred during the course of those sessions had enabled a lot more to open up for you. And it was clear that it was, quite frankly, quite clear that you didn't really need me anymore, which is exactly what I want. You found that sense of independence that really you've been searching for.
That's right.
What did that newfound independence feel like?
Confidence and freedom. I don't know what else to say. It was just, it's okay to be me, who I am, and I'm great as I am. This is it. Take it or leave it. That was it. And accepting who I am, accepting that I don't have to be like all the white collar workers out there. I don't have to do all of that. I don't want to do all of that. I can do what I want to do in my own way, and that's okay too. And if it isn't for somebody, well, that's their problem, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That is it. That is the bottom line. And I tell you now, it's also helped a lot with my relationship with Kerry because I was starting to take a lot of things personally as I felt under pressure. Now, no, not at all, not anymore.
Yeah, so it's helped you with all your relationships, really.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
It puts everything into perspective.
Right. Mm-hmm. What would you say that it was about my coaching style that enabled these shifts for you?
Sure, Michelle, you're a genuine person. You are kind, you're caring, you are thoughtful, smart, intelligent, and you allow for that space. You're the type of person who gives a safe space, and I felt very safe growing and coming to those realizations with you. Yeah.
Beautiful, thank you. And I must say that I really must give you so much credit for the hard work that you put into it, because it's obviously not a one-sided situation. It takes
100%,
it takes a lot of brain power to go through the process. As you know,
there were some nights where I had to go to bed afterwards. I was so exhausted from peeling back the nth layer of this flipping onion. It just didn't end, and that is what you did, Michelle. You helped that, and that's amazing. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Yeah, I remember the first 2 sessions in particular, you were like, oh, can any more knots be untangled at this point? And
oh, good God.
I know the feeling. It can be tiring, but when once you get to the core layers, and then you can start freeing things up.
Yeah. And then you realize that there were no knots there, just this fuzziness everywhere,
Yeah.
And once those are gone, it's just, life just feels a lot simpler now. It really does.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Nice. Yeah. It's so great to hear that, by the way, because we've not spoken in a while as well, and it's just so nice.
That's right.
To hear that you've hung on to that feeling. So I'm really
100%. It's worth every minute. It's who I am now. Really, it really is who I am.
It's
yeah. That's right. And it's and reparenting myself bit by bit as well. And the adult me is in charge. And it's control. You just don't care about all the fluff on the side, really.
Yeah. You've cleared away all the noises around you, and
that's it.
Gone through that unlearning process of all the things that.
Yeah. All those voices that were never mine in the first place. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's been around 6 months or so since our last coaching conversation.
Time flies.
Time does fly. How are you doing now? And what has this coaching experience opened up for you in your life?
How am I doing now? I'm strong. I'm strong now. The person who I was 6 months ago, now there's no comparison. There's no, I feel in control again. Yeah. And it's just made me feel that what I do is enough. And I want to do more because I have the energy, have the confidence again. And I also learned I don't need a reason for everything. Like I said, if I want to do something and I want to do it, I want to do it. I'll do it. That's the beauty of it. Some things I've never done before, like learn German, start playing golf, whole ton of golf again. I gave that up completely. Doing the victim support, doing the community policing forum, working with the police force. It's stuff I can do, and I want to do it, and I'm doing it. Yeah, if I want to do it, I do it.
Whatever sparks your interest.
That's right, and interest and give back,
and you're giving back, exactly. You're serving other people. You're using the power of your knowledge to serve others, and that's beautiful.
That's right.
So would you say, because you obviously came to me to overcome a sense of this block that you had, you felt you didn't feel motivated. You wanted to overcome that to find your sense of purpose and independence. Would you feel that do you feel that that's where you are now?
Yes.
Do you feel that you've achieved it?
I don't think this has no end in sight. This is a constant timeline on your timeline.
Absolutely.
You're achieving something every day, whether it's just being yourself, having a rest, not doing anything, doing something. You're achieving who you are. You're achieving what you feel like doing on that day. I think achievement is such a socially loaded statement these days. What have you achieved? What are you about? That's bollocks, man. No, forget it. My achievement is that every day I wake up and I carry on going, and I'm happy to do it. And I go and I do golf. I learn my German. I bought a bunny hutch for my wife. I bought her bunnies for her birthday. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm not a handyman. I come from a household where my father would throw money at a problem, and here I am building a bloody hutch. But there it is. The bunnies are in this hutch. They're in the half of the garden, eating all my veggies. Oh, I've got a veggie patch. I've grown a veggie patch. I'm busy doing stuff that I want to do. And that for me is that's achievements.
Absolutely. Achievement isn't the end to something. It's a continuous process.
It's continuous. There's no end in sight to this.
Exactly. And when you find your purpose in life, it's not I've achieved it, I've found it, and that's where it ends. It's on. Absolutely.
And I think that's so sad, because the purpose of life is life itself. That's your purpose. Your purpose. You're here. Make it happen. Do what you want to do. Stop trying to justify your needs and wants to people who don't really care or matter. Really, it's just make it happen.
Yeah, exactly. And what came to mind there is those, fairy tale books that you read when you're younger, and at the end it's the happily ever after overcoming all of those troublesome experiences.
That's right.
And the happily ever after, what comes next, and that's why it's this misconception, like you said, that once you've achieved it, it's the end. But no, it's ongoing.
No, it's constantly going. Absolutely, yes, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with me today, Mark.
Oh, Michelle, it's a pleasure.
Is there anything else that I've missed out that you want to share with me before we close the conversation?
No, I think that's good. All good, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you so much again, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah, Michelle, no, thank you. Keep well, all the best, and thanks for that.
Thank you.